everyone, thanks for tuning back into my channel. So in today's look, we are creating basically a just pulled out look, really soft. It was really inspired by the gloomy weather. I used the Modern Renaissance palette to create this look. So if you got this palette for Christmas, or if you want to know new looks to create with this, then please go ahead and keep on watching. And if you haven't already, feel free to subscribe to my channel where I create a ton of just makeup tutorials and fun videos to watch in general. At least I like to think so. And if you enjoyed watching this, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Like I said, if you want to know how to recreate this look, then just keep on watching. Alright, so I've been super hooked on Selena lately. Super hooked. I still don't know what look I'm doing, but you've already seen my intro, so you know what I'm doing. I'm just kind of winging it right now. I just really wanted to get on here and record something because weather just kind of, it calls for it. So I know the palette that I want to use is the Modern Renaissance palette. So we're going to go ahead and dip into that. So this is just going to be a really gradual crease. So I'm going to dip into Golden Ochre first. That's that bad boy right there. I'm picking this up with the MAC 224. Blending brushes are going to be super key for this, like super key. I've already prepped my eye with the Urban Decay Eden Primer Potion, and I set that in place with Laura Mercier Translucent Powder. Just really going back and forth with that. Okay, so now that we did that, I really want to see where my lower lash line is going to meet with my crease. So I'm going to take a flat brush. This is Lexi's flat definer brush, the 221. So I'm going to dip that back into the Golden Ochre, and this is really just going to help me map out that lower lash line for the rest of the crease colors that we're going to throw down. So now I'm going to go in and pick up Burnt Orange, but I'm picking that up with Morphe's 511 brush. I really wish my good side was my right side so that I can easily just kind of show you with this side, but the fucking struggle bus over here. So instead of traditionally placing it kind of right here, I'm going to bring it in a little bit lower. So then remember, you're going to do the same step to the lower lash line. So go back in with that flat defining brush, pick up that same color you were using, which is the Burnt Orange, and then just follow through with it at the bottom. Yep. Yes. So you can already see how that color is just kind of pulling the shape of the eye out. Okay, so now that we did that, you would think that I would go in with Red Ochre, knowing me, but I'm going to actually go in and dip into Antique Bronze right here. So I'm not going to pull this color out as much, but I still want this look to be a little bit darker. So yeah, let's throw that on there. I'm going to, because I don't want it that high up, I'm going to take a smaller brush. This is MAC 217, and dipping into the Antique Bronze. There we go. I feel like my eye shape, I have a lot of crease space and I never fully take advantage of it. So that's what this technique is really just helping me achieve. So when I open my eyes, you're still able to see that really beautiful just crease color just laying right in there. Whereas originally I would want to take it and then just not really keep it out as much. And then to blend that out, I'm going back in with this brush. I'm gonna really just use whatever I have left on it. And there we have it. So go back in with that flat defining brush. This brush is going to come through today, guys. Dip that into the Antique Bronze and really just pull this out. I might even do black eyeliner today. I don't know. Y'all. So taking MAC's 221 brush, this is just a really pointier version of the 217, so it's a little bit more fine. Not fine, I think thinner is the word that I'm looking for. And I just want to make sure that that lower lash line and that crease color meet together right here. So I just really want to go to town here. So I'm going to take Cypress Umber, that darker color right in the corner, but using the flat defining brush first to really see exactly where I want to place this. I really want to create a bigger lower lash line than I have. The illusion of a bigger lower lash line. So I'm going to do that. Take that 221 brush and buff this out. I feel like I low-key have to hold my breath as I do this. ask me why. And then, remember this guy right here, just to buff everything in. So I was really thinking long and hard about what to put on my lid. I'm like, do I want to do shimmer? Do I want to do matte? I'm thinking I'm going to keep it more matte, just given the weather and like the gloomy vibes that I'm getting. It's just kind of what I'm feeling in here right now. There's not really a color from this palette that I liked in order to keep it matte. So I'm taking the Selena eyeshadow called Missing My Baby. It's a matte shade. And this is what it looks like right here. I'm just going to pop this on my lid. To do that though, I'm going to go back in with my primer potion and just kind of stamp that on the lid in order to get a better grip. Oh god, I cannot open the eye. And just rather press this in. I'm using the 252 brush by MAC, packing the brush into the product, and I'm just stamping this. Okay, so that's about as much as I want to put on. You'll notice I'm pretty generous in terms of how much I bring this up, and not so generous in terms of how far out I'm placing it. So to blend that into the crease color, I'm going back in with the Antique Bronze in a 217 brush by MAC. But I'm dipping this into the belly of the brush, not necessarily on the tip. And what I'm going to do is just have those two colors meet together. That's what we got so far. But, you know, there's more. So just to really blend this in more, I'm going back in with the Cypress Umber, that dark brown, and a flat defining brush. And I'm going to kind of push this up against my lower lash line, just to create a liner look, because as much as I love liner on other people, I fucking hate it on myself. Alright, so I'm just going to take a black eyeliner that I have lying around. This is Black Brilliance Fluid Line Pencil by MAC. And not bringing this all the way in, just about halfway, 2/3 of the way in. But I'm also going to tightline with it, so don't mind the exorcism eye. So to set that eyeliner in place so it's not moving around, I'm going to just take a black eyeshadow. I think this is Corrupt by Makeup Geek, which is honestly the darkest black eyeshadow I've ever used in my life. I'm going to do that to the other side, curl my lashes after that, and put on my falsies, and I'll be right back. Really quickly too, before I clean this up, I'm going to dip into Primavera, and that's going to be the only color that we use for this look that has that shimmer. And that's just going to go right in the inner corner here. And that, you see how that just kind of really opens up the eyes? Yes, hunty. Open that shit up. So now for sure, I'm going to go ahead and curl my lashes, put some mascara on and my falsies, and I'll be right back. Oh, you know what I was getting? No, I'm lying. So take a clean makeup wipe. These are my favorites by Neutrogena. And I'm going to map out exactly... Oh, I just fucked up my inner corner, whatever. There we go. Alright, well let's not worry about that inner corner, because after we do our concealer, we're going to fix that right up. So we're just going to go ahead and move on into foundation. So I've already primed my skin with Too Faced Hangover Primer. And the foundation that we're going to use today, you guys know that I love to cocktail my foundations. So I'm using Studio Fix Fluid, and then we're going to use a little bit of the Nars All Day Luminous Foundation. I'm going to take 2 pumps of the Studio Fix and my doe color face brush, and really just smack this on here. Really make sure you shake up this one if you're using this one, because this is super watery. Taking 2 pumps right now, so I'm probably going to go in with more. And just press this in. So for the concealer, you're going to have to be a little bit careful with this part if you finished up your eyes first. Just because if you get concealer under, like, or anywhere where you have a little bit of darker shadow, it's going to create that, like, dark circle color, you know, like that grayish vibe. And that's what we're trying to avoid here. So I'm using Tarte's Tape Shape Concealer. This is in the shade Light Medium. And we're just going to go to town with that. So now that we did our foundation and concealer, we're going to go ahead and just contour a little bit. I'm using Anastasia's stick foundation. This is in her Mink. So I like this color because it's really cool toned. It's not too Oompa Loompa-y, if you will. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to use Morphe's M28 brush to blend that out. My brushes are a little dirty right now, let's not judge. And I'm applying really light pressure to it because if you are too rough with it, then you're gonna move around that foundation that's underneath it, and you don't wanna move that around too much. Really quickly, I'm just going to go back in with my beauty blender and blend any concealer lines out, because the next thing I'm going to do is set that concealer in place, and I don't want to set any lines, obvi. So dipping into my Kat Von D Lock-It translucent powder with a Morphe brush. I don't know the name of this one, I'll check it out right now. And just pressing that in. I'm not too worried about baking right now because I want to make sure that this is locked in place first. And if I do that baking thing first without setting it in place, then I feel like my skin is just screamingly tight, like uncomfortably tight, like doing too much tight. Okay, so I'm gonna take my Studio Fix powder. This is in the shade NC35. Grabbing a big powder brush. This is Luxie's Dual Fiber Stippling Brush. Dipping that into my powder and just kind of setting everywhere else in place right now. This stuff is optional, but if you want more coverage, then I'm all about it. I want to bring out that contour again one more time. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the Hoola bronzer with the brush that it comes in. And go to town. Go to town. Now I just want to contour my nose a little bit. I don't want to do too much. So this is Morphe's E47 brush. Going in with this. And I'm just gonna sketch that line out first. And then hit my little bottom part of my nose. Have those two lines meet up a bit. And I'm just gonna leave it like that, guys. No, I'm just kidding. Never. I'm going back in with that beauty blender and just kind of pushing this into the skin a little bit more so it looks like if it's underneath the foundation, so it looks a little bit more natural. Alright, so right about now is where I feel comfortable bronzing. So I'm gonna go in with Give Me Sun by MAC, and this is MAC's 135 brush. And just kind of going over that contour a little bit so it's not so ashy looking. I just want to look like a summer babe in January, you know what I'm saying? So now I'm taking more of Kat Von D's translucent powder, and I'm using the flat side of a beauty blender, the Real Technique version of the beauty blender, and that's just gonna get pushed right underneath the eye, and then taking a little bit. Alright, so the lower part of my cheek, I don't like to leave that on for too long, so just kind of buff that out. Same for my nose. My forehead. My lower lash line, I'm just going to define a little bit more with that same palette we were using earlier. I'm going to use Golden Ochre and just kind of bring that right back. And remember I said we were going to fix that inner corner up again. So mixing Primavera and Vermeer and getting this shit popping again. So taking E53 brush by Morphe again and just blending this situation out. I like this Kat Von D powder because it leaves a little bit of a sheen to the skin. So, ya que hicimos eso, I'm going to take my blush. This is Nars Orgasm by Nars. And dipping this in, kind of hitting the apple of the cheeks with this. This is like the only blush I use now. It's just so goddamn pretty. Alright, so I'm going to make sure that I set my makeup in place before I go in and do my eyeliner. Not eyeliner, what the fuck? My mascara. So take a little bit of MAC Fix Plus. Or a lot. Whatever you prefer. My lower lash though cocktail always consists of MAC's Extendedplay and sometimes this bad boy. Majority of the time, yeah. Yes, hunty. So for my highlight, I really want to pair the gold behind the Orgasm blush with another gold highlighter. So this is Nars Albatross blush, but it's a highlighter. Taking that with this side of the brush here and just kind of hitting it right there and pushing it down so that it fades into the blush. And then just using this brush to buff everything back into place. So after this, you can throw on whatever lip you want. I'm gonna use my favorite lip pencil. I'm so sad because I think Colourpop discontinued this. I should have fucking gotten another one. I should have fucking got another one while I knew it. I'm still alive. This is Chi by Colourpop. Oh, my heart. So now that we look like a chola, this is Stripped by Anastasia. And that completes my look for today, guys. Hope you all enjoyed watching this, and until my next video, bye. Oh, is this a joke now? What am I playing games? Okay, so the bottom of my eye, what the fuck? Ow, 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 fuck, it's itchy. Don't you love when your mom texts you and you don't reply within 2 minutes and she hits you with another text saying, hello, mujer?